Hanging out with Clement
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Oh, I'm so excited this morning because I'm hanging out with a trailblazer, a storyteller, a creative force, someone whose name has really been in the narrative, and we've seen her incredible work. And I'm so excited to have her in studio with us this morning so we can get to know her better. And she is Nomshado Twala, who is going to be joining us this hour. Thank you so much for coming through. I'm so excited to have you on the show.
Well, thank you for inviting me. Firstly, I must say, state-of-the-art studios, absolutely
Right?
beautiful.
Yeah.
I heard you only yesterday or the day before, you guys have been saying people must come and visit on
us.
Friday.
Yes.
So I thought I'll take that chance and come on Friday.
Oh, really?
And then you call me. You call me to come today.
Look at the universe.
I tell you, I'm so grateful to be here. It brings back lots of memories. As I was
Yes.
waiting outside, I saw Alistair
Yes,
and
our
Alistair and I.
station manager.
Yes, and we've worked together.
Yes.
He's reminding me how many times I was at 702 and at Cape Talk and all of those kinds of things. So
Yeah.
it's good to be back.
Well,
And
welcome
on
back
your
home.
show. On your show,
Oh,
especially.
thank you. Welcome
you.
back home.
Thank you.
I want to first say to the listeners, in fact, we are live on YouTube as well. Radio. Can you believe now these days you're live on the radio and you're live on YouTube?
Cameras, and I'm thinking,
Right?
where are the cameras? I didn't know this.
Yeah. So we're live on YouTube as well. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll see how stylish she looks. You've
my
always
goodness.
looked so amazing. Have you have you always been intentional about how you dress from the time you were young?
Well, yes, I think it's important to show your personality
Yeah.
through your clothing and the way you present yourself. And I wore dreadlocks before anybody else
Yes.
did,
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. So you try and become yourself, and I think when you are yourself, then you can present yourself in a very authentic way.
Yeah.
In a way, so dress for your personality, and I try and pick the nice pieces.
Oh, you always pick the nice pieces. And just the colors you have, perfect.
Where's
Perfect.
the beard, though?
So I removed it. Were you expecting the beard? I removed it in December. So I've got this tradition I do every year in December. Before I travel for New Year's, I either dye my beard orange or gray, and I've done the different colors. So this last year I thought, let me do something different, and I just thought, let's remove the beard.
Well, the thing is, you've spoken about this beard and everyone talks about it.
Yeah.
I was expecting to see it today. So you've robbed me of a beard.
But here are some little remnants. Yeah, when it's come back fully, I will come to you to present it formally to you.
Absolutely.
Tell me about what...
Oh, before we go ahead.
Yeah.
Gregory Makoma said I must say hello to you. He sent me a message to say...
I got his email.
He's going into rehearsal.
Yes.
So he's not going to be... But he'll find the podcast, he says.
I love Gregory.
Yeah, he said I must just say hello
I'm obsessed with Gregory. And tell him I got his email. I've been invited to something special he's doing next week. I cannot wait to see it.
Exactly.
I'm a big fan of his work. Tell me about what this means being here and going back to the time when you used to do radio here and on Cape Talk. How different was it at the time doing radio?
702 was very different.
Yeah.
Actually quite intimidating as well because of the times.
Mm-hmm.
This was before 1984. 1994.
Mm.
So it was, I remember once some of the Free Vierkblad people came in, not Free Vierkblad, AWB.
Mm-hmm.
They came in on John Robbie's show and it was very tense. I still have the picture standing there and, it was at that time when you didn't want to interfere, you didn't know your space, you didn't know your place, whether to stand back or go forward. But it was very exciting times. I learned a lot. I met a lot of people seeing Alistair just brought it all back now.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting times. And I was always learning on radio. I just come out of Metro and Stan Katz said, why don't you join us,
Mm-hmm.
And I did. And it was one of my stepping stones to becoming who I am today.
Yes, I love that. And what about the work then that you do on television? Do you... Because a lot of people who've done radio always say, that's always been my first love.
It is still my first love.
Yes.
If I had to do it all over again, I would.
You would.
Television television is strange because people don't listen first to what you say.
Yeah.
It's first, oh, her makeup is not right, so, and they get into the meat like 10 minutes into the program.
Yeah.
But first it's about the scene, what you look like,
Yeah.
the set that you're sitting on, So radio, people, it's theater of the mind, as they say. So people just imagine what you look like.
So authentic.
But are listening to you and your message.
Yes.
Which is important.
Yes, absolutely. I love the authenticity and the immediacy of radio. Like if the proverbial ish hits the fan right now, we go with it.
And you can't take your words back.
No.
Whereas you can edit on television, and make it look good and sound good.
Yes.
But what you say is out there and is going to live with you forever, especially now that you're doing podcasts and things like that.
Yeah.
You can't avoid what you said 10 years ago or, that sort of thing. And I find radio very exciting. And I think it's going to be here for a long time, regardless of what technology does.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I did something unfair to you. We asked you to send us some of your favorite songs.
That was
and for
terrible.
someone, I know, and I want to apologize for that, because for someone who appreciates music like you, to ask to give us in fact, normally we ask for 3 songs.
And
that is impossible.
I think I gave you 10 or something.
Yes. So what I'm going to try to do is play as many of those songs as possible. And I'm just going to intro them, and I want you to tell me before we play them why they are so special to you. And I want to start with Sibongile Khumalo.
Oh my God!
We're going to play Mayihlome. Why is this song so special?
And I had another one which is Spirit Ascending, but it was too long.
Yeah,
it was too long. So in Mayihlome, it came at a time. Sibongile was also a very unique musician in the sense that she had classical training and she went into jazz. And she came at a time when we were also going through this transition. And her songs are so relevant to the state of the country at the time. But the Mayihlome was about HIV and AIDS. Let's do something to fight the scourge. And I think it was her cry to make people aware of what HIV was going to do to us and how people should prepare themselves and protect themselves from the scourge. And it also at a time when we didn't talk about sex quite easily. And of course, and the message then, which was a false message that only gay people got HIV. So you needed to demystify all those messages and the narrative of what HIV was. And here it was, and she came up with the song Mayihlome.
Oh, one of the things I always wish for, because I appreciate Abo Sibongile Khumalo, Abo Miriam Makeba, is that I wish I grew up during their time. I wish I saw them live. I would have paid anything to see Miriam Makeba live.
And she was such a beautiful, almost shy to be on stage. I traveled with her once.
Lucky fish.
I traveled with her once to the Caribbean islands, and she was playing with more young musicians, and I looked around. I thought, oh my goodness, they're going to walk out because nobody knows her here. They're going to walk out when she goes on stage because she was headliner, so she was right at the end of the show. It was in a beautiful park setting, and the young man who used to play Malcolm who was on what's the old man's name? He was on some sitcom. Anyway, he's just passed away as well. They were all with Angie Stone. They were all on stage, and I thought, and I looked around when she went on stage, and young people were there in droves, crying because they remembered their parents who used to play Miriam's music. It was such a beautiful moment to watch outside of our country. And I'm sad that by the time she passed on, she thought, we didn't appreciate her as much as we should have.
Yeah.
But she was actually such a beautiful performer, and she made her own stage clothes as well. She designed her own outfits for the stage, even that leopard dress that she wore. In fact, that skin was given to her, the skin of the leopard was given to her by Sisiseko.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
and then when she lived in his country. So she designed her own outfits on stage.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
beautiful. So a lot of them were actually wonderful to watch perform.
Yeah.
Ubusimhlongo was a darling to watch on stage as well.
Oh man. Do you think that we're preserving, that culture and that heritage?
I don't know. I said to you that we've lost a lot of musicians recently. And there were not very few condolences, even on social media. And not because people didn't care, they don't know them. Bufeya just passed on. A lot of, especially jazz musicians, which is where I concentrate on a lot of people. Nobody knows them. So I think something ought to be done, and I'm not sure what. Maybe we need a jazz museum or a museum of South African music to preserve this and get young people like yourselves to dig into it.
Yeah.
Find videos or documentaries or whatever it is about them.
Because their stories are so rich.
Yes.
Their stories are so rich and so impactful, and I think you're right. We need to tell their stories more and more and appreciate them.
And it's transition. I mean, they helped us transition through music,
Let's go to some calls now on 011-883-0702. You can send some WhatsApp voice notes as well on 072-702-1702 if you've got a question for Nomshado Twala or you want to reflect. Maybe you used to listen to the shows, just like Brenda, who's calling us from Johannesburg. Brenda, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, how are you doing?
Very, very well. So happy to hear Shado again. Haven't heard it for ages.
Hello, Brenda.
Yeah. Hi. What a treat, what a treat. Every Sunday night I would sit and listen, and I would already guess the song by the introduction. It was just, it's my music. It was brought up on the music. It was wonderful. Miss it.
Which station were you listening to, Brenda?
I think it was...
Probably Metro, hey?
No, it wasn't Metro. I do listen
What was the show?
I did listen to...
Was it Quiet Storm?
The Quiet Storm.
The Quiet Storm, yes.
Storm. Yes, the Quiet Storm, yeah.
So that
What
was
was
Metro.
that on?
Yeah, that was on Metro.
Was
yes.
it Metro?
Yes.
It was wonderful. And if I was with people, they had to keep quiet when I was singing it. It's absolutely wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful music, never to be forgotten.
Thank you, Brenda.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Brenda, for that reflection. Where did your love for jazz begin? I think I remember reading somewhere that you were actually a personal assistant to Mark, who had... What did you work with Mark at some point?
Mark who?
Mark Lamberti.
Oh.
Did you work with Mark?
It's a funny story. I've worked with Mark Lamberti, and I was his PA in his office. He ran a place called Jazz Supermarkets at the time.
Yes.
He was such a beautiful man. I think he still is.
Yes. Did you know that when you were the PA? Or you realized that later?
Later, I realized, and a very good businessman.
Yeah.
And it was during that time when I started at Metro.
Yeah.
And he was very private and very strict. And I think he was grooming me to become a marketing person in his office. But what happened is I started Metro. And when I came back from a show on one Monday morning, the whole staff just came into the office. And that was so disruptive. And, and he said to me, let's keep this separate.
Yes.
What you do on radio and all of that. But radio then was what
became bigger.
It became bigger, and I had to leave. But I love what he did for me. I learned a lot as well working with him.
Where would you trace the beginning of your love for jazz music?
Well, I grew up around jazz.
Yes.
I mean, the township, Dube, and I always tell people that we're not from the dusty streets of Soweto. There was no dusty street. My street was tarred with trees and everything. So I'm no victim of a dusty. No. But we grew up around music. There was a lot of music around us.
Yeah.
I mean, Young, Gifted and Black was what Felicia Mabuza Sattel would play for us because she taught us ballroom dancing. So Young, Gifted and Black was how she started the day, you know. And around my home, it was the Jimmy Smiths and the Ella Fitzgeralds and all of that playing. Dube was like that. There was music all over the place. And there were lots of musicians also around us.
Yeah.
So Bosipo Hot Sticks, I saw when I was little. So there was a lot of music. And then, of course, I went to school in Swaziland. Eventually met my son's father, who also was a jazz collector. And that's where it just continued. And but I listened to all music across the board. I mean, on Metro, I had a reggae show. I had an African music show. I had a jazz show. And then I did a little women's talk show. So, you know, it kind of all blended together. But the nice thing was that I also had access to South African musicians and new music that would come out. Brenda would come into the studio and just say, Shado, awudlalele, you know, type thing. So there really were lots of music and musicians, and I loved it. And that's where the bug kind of bit.
Someone on the WhatsApp line, in fact, it's Moses, says, hi, Clement, halala. Nomshado, you put Dube on the map. So many of you, though, there are so many people who come from Dube who have gone to do amazing things, eh?
Well, Dube, you know, Dube was an experiment of a middle class by the apartheid government.
Yeah.
So they put people together who were like teachers, nurses, artists. We had boxers, we had football players. We had, my father ran this Morocco Swallows Club. At some point, and Babaga Dr. Kumalo played for Morocco Swallows. So that's how I became a Stroy Mace when Babaga Doctor got married to the mother. So you know, I was a little celebrity in my little township. You know? When Brooke Benton came to the country, played at Jabulani Amphitheatre, I gave him flowers. When Percy Sledge came to the country, I gave him flowers. As a little 5-6-year-old. I
love it. Nomshado Twala is in studio with us this morning, and I want to give you a chance as well to have a chat with her. Let's start with your WhatsApps that are coming on 072 702 1702. In fact, let me start with the message. Nicola says, hi, Clement. Hala Dube village hala. Thanks to Sisi Nomshado Twala for putting Ngube Drive on the map. That's a message from Nicholas Chabalala from Sandile Street. Go Dube. This name Nomshado.
That's my name is Nomshado on my ID. I was born during a cousin's wedding, and my mother was rushed to hospital at the wedding.
They took her from the wedding? From the wedding
to hospital. And that's how the name Nomshado came, which was a blessing because angizange ngishade.
Yeah.
You know.
Marum Nomshado.
Ngashadisa abanye abantu. Yeah, but I didn't, and I'm good. I'm good with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that.
I really am good with that.
Here's some WhatsApps coming through on 072 702 1702.
Clement, good morning. Good morning. A very good morning to you. And you've got a star of our lives there. I grew up in the 80s listening to Nomshado. She had a beautiful program, I think mid-morning, called Person to Person. And I can never forget the day she was so excited to interview Jackie Mufokeng, who has just won Miss South Africa at the time, and she played that day Dr. Alban, the dentist guy that does Hello Africa, how are you doing? And it was a beautiful show. I love Shado. Nomshado, thank you for creating value in our lives when we were growing up, and I think we will always cherish you. You've done so well. I've seen her the other day, her stylish thing, Clement. Yeah. She's always looking stylish. Oh. Beautiful. Thank you so much for interviewing you. You've made my day. Thank you. Zakele Khanacha from Centurion.
Thank you, Zakele. Watch on YouTube. Check out on YouTube now. You should see what she's dressed in. She's looking hot, I tell you. Let's go to the calls. 011-883-0702. Brasipo Hot Sticks. Good morning. How are you?
Clement Manyathela.
Yeah, oh, great.
You have a special star there.
Oh. Do you know Usipo? Usipo, my big sisters,
Yeah.
I would take me to AA too,
Yeah.
while they were the beaters at the
Yes.
time. And they're looking so suave, and all the women wanted.
They
"Mabe
went
dlala."
crazy, yeah.
Oh, but I'm a too. You remember Sipo?
Anyway, that's just no, but you know what, Clement,
Yeah.
you have a very special human being there. You know, Shado has always been Shado that I know when she was little and as she grew up, and of course she speaks about her sisters and everybody else. Now, what I find very interesting, there's this caller before, or I think it's WhatsApp message where he's talking about Shado putting Mube Drive
On the map.
and the fact that the guys came from Sandile Street.
Yes.
What he didn't mention is that Shado's late brother was Sandile.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
I thought you would have made mention of the fact that, wow,
Yeah.
while Mube Drive was on the map, this guy was putting Sandile on the
Sandile
map.
on
as
the
well.
map. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Shado was, my relationship with Shado, actually the entire family has just been incredible. Shado's dad, taught us what listening to jazz is. Shado comes from that family, of really great jazz lovers and jazz performers. Her uncles belong to jazz people. And she grew up playing jazz for all of us. And she and I were always in competition as to about who has the best record. So I took them to my house with Dorothy Masuka.
Yeah.
You actually did a beautiful welcome party for Mama Keba, remember?
Yes.
At your
I
house
did.
when she came back from exile.
I did. I've always been in love with my people, Shado, and you're one of those special people, which I did for Bahia as well. You know?
Yes.
And I'm just grateful to be in your space.
I love you, Sipo. Thank you.
And I know you always love me, and when you see me, all I see is that huge smile on your face. That indicates a good Now she's in love with me.
Like all those other women who used to go crazy when you're on stage. Rasipo, thank you for calling. London Teeny, good morning.
Good morning to you, Clement and Lady Shado Twala. Shado London, it's London Teeny Filmeyers. I recall the old days that have gone by. We used to meet at the Masoja's place, Masoja Mota, Oprah, Koki, Two Bolt Tokalimajwe, Lucky Michaels at Pelican.
Oh,
do you still remember Edgar Di Khoro that used to
course.
Some music with
Brother E?
Yes, yes. And with this drama, he's now late. Dick Koza, the drummist. Do you remember that guy that used to play La Pelican?
Yes. And I was a little girl, by the way, and all the people he's mentioning are much older than me.
Yes. What has humbled me is that you were almost the youngest lady
in the room. Yes.
Amongst many jazz cats, and I remember the days of the African sport. You used to play Naboshila music and so forth. You know what? My day is made today. You still remember my younger brother, Willie, the golfer? Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. She's so emotional now, London Tini. You're taking her back, way back.
That's it.
Beautiful.
That's it. I'm very grateful. Have a wonderful day. Maybe one day what you need to do, Clement, you need to assemble all the people of yesteryear and we'll be in a special show. Shado Twala. We would have to find a venue so that we can come and jam, select my instruments where to.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much, London Tini. That's making you emotional.
Yeah, no. All these people that he mentions. And, about this thing that I was saying, a lot of these musicians have passed on. I grew up around Abo Sakile, Juk Makasi, Sipo Kumete, and all of those people. Kono upute babetu ukyogi kefumani, who were all, So the spaces that I've had to, and if you realize, he's mentioning a lot of men more than women, because I had almost permission to go into those spaces simply because of the music I played.
Yes.
As opposed to that I was a girl, I was accepted because of the type of music I played, and these people were serious jazz lovers. So, I interacted with them quite a bit. And this is beautiful, exactly what Tipo was saying as well. So down Uput Eli Mabuza was Felicia's brother, also down the road from us. It was everywhere.
Yeah. Letepe, you are in Sentin. Good morning. Hello, Letepe.
Hi.
Hey, Tada.
Well, how's it?
Sure. How's it?
I'm fine. Hello, Shadows.
Kwena.
Ukule voice.
Kwena, hello, my brother. How are you?
I'm the only one who calls you Shadows.
Kaiti.
Although I know Shado came from Nomshado, but I didn't go that route.
No, you just went Shadows, yes.
Yeah. Clement, me and Shadows, she's like my little sister. I regard ourselves as the last township generation, African generation to have lived under apartheid. The last. But we had more fun, even the current, I think. Everything with us, it was a party all the way outside the apartheid structure, but we were partying like crazy. And the Shadows night about Dube not being a Dutch township is quite right. We never regarded ourselves as being in a
Dusty
township.
Yeah.
And all I can say is that we that generation, we had most fun. We were most optimistic about the future and the like. And as for you, Clement, your other name came out Madumecha or Mabucha? Madumecha. Yeah, no, you should keep that name.
Yeah, I will. I was given
and
that
it's
name
not
by
your
the
real
listener.
name,
It's
yes.
not even my real name. The listeners gave me that name.
Have you put it in your ID yet?
I'm gonna put it on my ID. That's my resolution this year. It's gonna be on my ID.
I must tell you about Uletepe.
Yes.
Because I think music gave me access to people that I would otherwise not have access to.
Yeah.
All the big businessmen that came from Dube and Soweto, who were the first to do this. There's a group of Bofus Shabalala from the Shabalala family, I had access to. Again, I'm talking about the Vundlas, okay? All my big brothers, there's such a lot of them that have made wonderful names for themselves. And my only access was through music to all of them. And I learned about a lot of things while I was with them, and being the youngest as well in the room. So, yeah, it's really. Yeah.
Oof. Speaking of music, Pusim Mhlongo.
Yes.
Baba Wethu.
This is a song, the last album she did just before she passed on. She recorded this album and really just wanting to say goodbye and a prayer to Baba Wethu. And it's a song that we all know, Baba Wethu says Zuluini, but it's how she gave it the Busi edge.
Yeah, it's one of your favorites. We'll get to it after the break. It's 14 minutes before 11 o'clock. Peter, I see you. I'll start with your call after the break. We'll go to your WhatsApps as well. I'm going to pause a little bit on the song, and we'll end with one more song. But I want to give you guys a chance to chat to us. So let's start with your voice notes, and I'll come to you.
Good memories, Clement. I can't remember what the show was, but I used to live in Merton, so I would drive in the evening. I was listening to Metro, I think, and truckers would phone and send their messages to Shado. The only guy that I remember was Kumba Senjendala, and would always phone that guy, and those are good memories.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. There's so many people WhatsApping me as well and sending their love. Jenny Cruz Williams.
Oh, hello, Jenny.
Yeah, send me a WhatsApp, says, Clement, please give Shado darling, some love there. That's Jenny. Happy Chingila, says Clement.
Hello, Happy.
Please send my love to Shado there. Now I was also young. Hey, Happy thinks he's still young. Happy thinks he's still 22. young.
But wait a minute, Jenny. There was the start. There's a Herbie Hancock album that she used to play, and I think she had a show where she played special songs, and I think Clement Manyathela was with her. I remember fondly. And yesterday when I was trying to prepare for songs to bring, Jenny Chris Williams came up because of that album of Herbie Hancock's. Hi Jen, love you lots.
Oh, lovely. Peter, you're in Johannesburg. Good morning.
Hello.
Hey, Peter Paul. Hi.
I'm good.
Nkosi yami.
Yapi, Lujani.
So you have. I'm also one of those who claim it to be my sister.
Yeah.
Although I was closer to her elder sister, Sibongile, who is no longer with us. But later I became quite close to Shado, and I remember her for two things. She's a great cook, by the way.
Oh.
So when she was in Cape Town, I would let her know before I go to Cape Town, and then she would invite her friends, and then we'd have a good time with her cooking.
Wow.
And then also, my other claim to fame is that I got to meet Luda Vendros through her.
Your third claim to fame, Peter Paul Ngwenya, is how I left Joburg to Cape Town, because Peter Paul won the license for P4 Radio, which I then went to Cape Town to work for.
Yes. That's your third claim to fame.
Third claim to fame. You moved me away from my city, and I came back 27 years later.
And we last spoke, I think we last contact last month or in November. And we promised each other that we will get together before 2026.
Well, make it happen. Make it happen, my brother.
Look, all I'm going to say, Bra Peter, if she's cooking, I'm coming. Because everybody, even on the WhatsApp line, is talking about how amazing of a cook she is. Thank you so much for your call. Kifitlile, you're in Johannesburg. Hi.
Hi, Clement, and hi to the listeners.
Sure.
And Nomshado Twala.
How about you? Dumela.
So, just to share something with the listeners, Peter said she's a great cook.
Yeah.
I reiterate, she's an excellent cook. By the way, you owe me a curry. You are hopolama.
I owe everybody a curry.
Yes, and your succulents are waiting for you. She's also a lover of plants. She loves plants and
yes.
And yeah.
So do you love plants? They all over your garden. So do deliver this weekend, please.
Yeah. Lovely. Thank you for the call. Let's go to WhatsApp.
Good morning, Clement, and good morning to Shado Twala there. When Shado was on radio, I never missed a show. And I got to, know music of Salificator, Angelique Kijo, and Kajanin, and Swongile Kumalo. And I think Shado made me to love their music. And, I still play that music even today. And, congratulations to Shado there. And, I think she should come back on radio and play the music that we love so much. This is Radi Bobe from Midrand.
Thank you, Daddy.
And Nomshado, angazohimbize Nomshado or sis Nomshado, I don't know the age gap, but I'm turning 60 next year. I used to enjoy to look at her smile. I think she has a dimple. And the energy, man. She has this energy, this stylish woman, I think some of us were influenced by her. And there's this thing that I'm not going to get old. So I'm following her footsteps.
Follow.
Hi, Clement and Nomshado Twala. Wow. This is just so beautiful. I am in awe. Nomshado is literally one of our greatest icons in South Africa, on radio, on screen. Ndibala na. I'm really, really glad that, she is on the show and taking us through her journey. I was young when she was already at her peak, and I remember loving her dreadlocks and her laugh. Oh my word, just so contagious. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's Sebe Spring. I am also an artist, by the way. And as you guys were talking about the preservation of the music culture, you gave me ideas. Thank you so much for a beautiful show.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to stop there, but that's not really where they stop.
I know.
There's still so many of them. Does it ever, when you hear people talk about how you've impacted them, how do you reflect on that?
The beautiful thing is that when you're on radio, and you'll discover this as well, and since coming back to Joburg from Cape Town, I bump into people in very unusual spaces.
Yeah.
Somebody will say, "Oh, thank you. When I used to listen to you while studying." So you never put a face to who was listening. You never know until they come up to you, and you almost say, at least I made a change in somebody's life.
Yeah.
And they got me, and I got them to stay with me. And the whole idea was really about entertainment, playing music that people would accompany people. So yeah, I'm grateful for the love. I really am.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap up with Pusimhlongo Baba Wethu.
Baba Wethu,
which is a song that is quite special to you. Oh man. Oh, Pusimhlongo. Someone on the WhatsApp line says, Clement, I'd like to send a heartfelt shout out to the incomparable Shado Twala. In the 1980s, when my now late brother Mutupi was still a young boy on a scholarship in the US, she reached out to our family with a phone call. I will never forget that moment. Her voice carried warmth, reassurance, and kindness, letting us know that our son, our brother, was doing well in a foreign land. That gesture, so unexpected and so generous, brought us so much peace. Thank you, Shado, for the compassion you've shown us. It still echoes today. Thank you for the work that you have done, for your artistry, for really entertaining us, and for being so amazing over the years. We really appreciate you, and thank you for coming to hang out with us.
Thank you, Clement, for the invitation.
Yabang. And I'm coming for that curry. It's
You're
a minute
welcome.
before 11.
Hanging out with Clement
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.